Hi, my name is Michael Wolters. I'm a composer. And I've had 4 questions from Anton Lukoszevieve about how I compose, and I'm going to try and answer them now. The first one is, where do your ideas come from for new works? And I think literally anything could trigger a new piece. It's usually when I'm, walking around or talking to somebody or browsing the internet. The internet is a fantastic source for a lot of weird things. Once I saw a harp player pushing her harp on a harp trolley and while playing, which triggered a whole piece about a 1-hour installation piece about harps being pushed around on trolleys and being played, and about the history of the harp. So it just takes something like that. It's never a motif and it's very rarely a sound. It's usually some sort of thing that I see or hear, read about. That's the first question. The second one is, do you believe in intuition or a more methodical approach? Now, I think it's all about intuition for me, really. There are methodical approaches that come into play a little bit later on when you're trying to work out something, and then you think about how could I do this? I could use this approach to do this. But in terms of creating a piece and developing an idea, it happens intuitively, but not necessarily. It's not about how I feel about something, but it's about what makes sense, really. The beginning of a piece has to be intuitive for me. There has to be the spark, this whole what if I did that, which is a very intuitive thing. And then when you're developing it, then methods come into play. The next one is, has music changed over the years? Music has changed over the years, but the question is, has your music changed over the years, and if so, why? This is something I've been thinking about a lot. It definitely has changed. I used to be much stricter, and then I went through a much more a freer time, and then I think it changes all the time, basically, all the time. That doesn't mean it changes logically, or it's not it's not a line or a thread. It just changes all the time. If so, why? That's a very hard question to answer. I don't know why things change. I don't know why my music changes. I guess it changes because I change as a person. I'm one of those people who loves new things. I don't rely on repeating the same thing. I genuinely get excited about new things. In terms of technology, I'm a little bit scared when it's because I'm terrible with technology, so I always think I'm too stupid. But I try. But in terms of everything else, I'm happy to explore new stuff all the time. It makes me excited rather than scared. And the final question: do you want to hear music? Do you want to hear music, or your ideas becoming music? Both, really, and I think there's room for both in pieces. I have found over the years that I've done both. I've done pieces that are really about the ideas and try and communicate the idea as clearly as possible. But I've also done, TV music where it's not about that at all. It's about music. It's about very functional music. I have rarely. No, that's not. No, I was going to say something really wrong. But what I really like is pieces that have the scope to include both, so that veer from one extreme to the other. So there are sections where it's about communicating an idea, and then there are sections that are about music and the joy of enjoying the joy of sound. and that's why I love interludes. I think interludes are fantastic, you know, and I've been writing interludes for a very long time. You know, you deal with the main thing, and then, you know, you have a little section where it's about something completely different, and your attention has to go somewhere else, and then you go back to the main part of the piece. So that's why I think my pieces tend to be long, so there's enough room for those things. I'm not very good with like 7-8 minute pieces. I don't think. I'm much more a one hour piece person, where there's a lot happening and your listening attitudes, your watching attitudes change all the time. So there we go. That's the 4 questions from Anton, and I hope that you found that in any way interesting. I don't know if it was. Goodbye.